Welcome back to an episode of Let's Build Twitter. We're in episode 125. As always, if you guys do want access to that private repository, check the description below. I have a link that'll walk you through exactly how to do that. Also, we live record all of our episodes now, so if you want to hang out while we're recording or just kind of get a look ahead, you can go ahead and check my stream structure below and try to hang out with me as I'm recording one of these. So let's hop into what we work on today. In this episode, we head back into the React code to start setting up the component to allow the users to attach a poll to a post. To do this, we create a new component which reuses some of our custom inputs. We set up for the registration and login modals. We end up running into one small issue, so we wrap up the episode debugging and fixing these problems. As always, I'm Ethan Uncoder, and let's hop straight into development. So now I guess we kind of got to go onto Twitter and kind of take a look at what the poll looks like. All right, so if we click on poll, so it's going to create a component with a rounded edge and a couple choices. And so let's hop into React, and let me go ahead and close out of a couple things here. All right, let's sign in. I think this one's just unknown coder. I don't like that. Next, I spelled it wrong. Classic. Log in. All right, so whenever we hit this, that does what it's supposed to do, but it needs to pop up a new thing. So let's go into our code here. Let's close out a feed for now, and this will be in the feed components. I really want to modify this probably. I don't love this. I'll do new folder, and I'll call this feed post creator, and this will be poll, I guess. And I'll make a new file, feed post creator poll.tsx, and let's just import React from React. And export const feed post creator poll react fc. And all right, return for now a div with a class name, and this will be feed post creator poll. Okay, so it looks like we have two sections. We have like a left, a right, and then there's a top, bottom, and then remove poll button. I'm gonna say div class name equal to feed post creator poll dash choices. Right? Whoops. And if you guys are curious what I'm looking at right here, and we could probably do one of these. I have a big enough monitor now, although it makes it kind of hard whenever I have so many screens, right? So we have this top part, that's what I'm kind of looking at here. And then we've got a left and right. So div class name equal to feed dash post creator poll left, and a div class name. This should be poll choices left, and this will be feed post creator poll choices right. And then we have a inside of, this is still inside of poll, but outside of poll choices we have a div class name, and this is kind of like the poll length, so just say feed dash post creator dash poll. This will be length, and then we have like a remove poll button. So I guess we'll just say div class name equal to feed dash post creator dash poll button. And the reason why I'm making a div is just because it takes up this whole space like a div. So all right, so that's where we're at on this. We're gonna make this full screen again. So we need choices, which are basically just input divs. We're gonna start with two choices no matter what. So let's go ahead and bring in useState, I guess. We'll bring in useState. We'll say const the const number of choices, set number of choices, and this will equal to use states, and this will be a number. Then it'll start out as 2. It'll always start out as 2. Ooh, I just realized we probably don't want choices left and right. We probably want a choice itself. I'm just gonna call this choice, and there's a good chance that I create this into its own component based off whatever we need. So this will be split in 2 basically. So this is gonna be like, basically we'll have a map here. So copy this. We'll say const, and we'll say choices, and set choices is equal to use states of a string array, I guess. And then this will be equal to choice 1, because we have to change the text itself, which I guess we can know by the ID or the key or something, or the child. So I think let's just do this. We'll figure it out. Choice 2, and then we'll say map based off of choices, map choices, and then for each choice we need to say choices.map, choices.map each choice, and return the choice code. So this is definitely a possible idea to, or a possible thing to change here. Choice, and we'll say, we could say like name is equal to choice or something. Although we can't put name on there. We could do ID, I guess. ID is equal to choice. I don't know if I love this, because then we're gonna have some funky things going on probably, but we'll see what happens. So then what we'd have in here is like we need like a, what is this called? A validated input, basically. Might just be a validated text input. Takes in a valid, which we're not worried about. We'll just say true all the time. A name, a label, change value attribute, the data that it shows, and any attributes. I'm guessing data just goes into value. Let's try the validated text input. Validated text input. So I guess we don't need an ID here, because we're just gonna set up an on change. We need to import validated text input, and we need to have valid. So valid is just always gonna be set to true. And then we need a name. So name will equal to, I don't love this because this could cause an issue, but we'll put choice there. And then label will equal to choice. And then on change, or what's it called? Change value. So it needs a change value equal to, in here we need to set this up. Whoops, change value. Let's just do this for now until we get this to work. So right now we don't have anything to see, and then we need like a plus icon. So we'll say, let's pass in, whenever we map, we'll also pass in the index. So we'll say, I guess we won't need number of choices anymore, because we're just gonna add the choices. We're gonna say one of these. We're gonna say index equal to choices dot length -1, and then we'll just have like a p tag. Although there's probably material UI. Yeah, we'll do a p tag. The class name equal to feed post creator full choice add. And then let me look at material UI. Let's look for an add. Okay, I'm gonna copy this. Copy add. Need to import the CSS. We haven't made the CSS yet. We'll say add icon in here. Again, this is prime candidate for refactoring in a second. But I just kind of want to get something up and running more or less, and then we can kind of go from there. Okay. So we'll add the add icon. So then if we're the last index, add the add icon. Now whenever we change things, it's not going to do anything, but let's at least see if there's anything or if it's going to break. You know what? We have to add it first. So let's go into our feed post creator and we need to go down here. And let's see. Let's set up a state here, and this is getting worse and worse. So say const show, and we'll say poll set show poll. For now, let's not deal with this. Let's just show it to see what it looks like, and then we'll deal with it. So now I'm going to deal with active. So feed post creator images. So I'm just going to pass in the feed post creator poll. Let's just throw it in there. It's gonna be whack right now. There it is. Okay, choice one. Okay, yeah, it's scuffed. So I think we have two things firing off at once here, because whenever I think on click activate is doing something funky here. So where's activate? React mouse event on an HTML. This is a div, I think. Not HTML div element. The issue here. Did I spell uppercase HTML? We say e.stop propagation. Will that work? No, it does not. I'm assuming it's setting active over and over again if I had to guess. Let's see. Console.log. If I had to guess, this is what's going on, but I don't 100% know. Yes. Of course, I love it. This works. So e.prevent stop propagation is not doing anything. So that's terrific. It should already be active. We're not setting. We're not going into this part, I don't think, over and over again. Right? Yeah, we're not setting it active over and over again. Can we try this? Style. Oops. The index 5. I don't know. Will this work? No, of course not. Why would that work? Refresh. That active once. It won't prevent default. All right, that's a bug that we're gonna fix later. I want to fix up the rest of this. So now we have the poll length. So this looks like a date selector basically, or a drop down. Do we have that for validated? We have validated date selector and validated display. How easily can we modify this? Let's see. So this just has a drop down. I don't know where that drop down comes from. As data, so data goes into value, calls the drop down, which is a function, which returns a JSX element. Let's just put in some random stuff. So let's go ahead and bring that in really quick. So here we'll say p tag class name equal to feed dash post creator poll length text. This says poll length. Whoops. And then let's just do this. We're gonna say validated date selector, and validated date selector needs style. I have no idea what style is for. Style, I'm just gonna set it equal to a string. It needs valid. Valid is always gonna be true. And it needs name. So name will be days. It needs drop down. This one's a little bit tricky. So drop down will equal to an object that returns hello. Doesn't like it. Does it have to be a JSX element array? We do this. Okay, we need a dispatcher. That will just equal to an object that does nothing. I don't know what style does. I don't remember any of this. So this isn't quite working. As you can see, I don't know what the style does, but it looks like we can do what I was thinking here. Copy this, paste it. Unless it's the hello, I guess it could be this. And I'm not going to deal with all that, but we have days, hours, and then minutes. I need to look into what the style does again. Okay, so that's does something. I'll look into style later. Style isn't used. Declared but never read is never used. So I guess we're just gonna ignore that. So yeah, so I'm guessing this array is probably no bueno. You can go up to 7 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes, and then finally the last part will just say I don't even need a p tag. We probably just say remove poll, and that's probably good. And obviously it's scuffed and everything. Okay, so I need to look into how we can keep it on this, because we're technically clicking inside of the one box. E.stop propagation is not doing anything, which is great. I don't think E.prevent default will do anything either. Right? If we do this, what's there to stop? Yeah, doesn't do anything, but basically it's calling this activate function over and over again, which then focuses on the text area. So maybe what we say is, we say console.log e.current target. What does this look like? Feed post creator. It just says feed post creator. E.target. Okay. If e, and now let's double check something. We click on this, we get a text area. If e.target, how are we gonna do this? We're gonna say let target element equal to, we're gonna say any e.target. We're gonna say if, we're gonna throw an ID on this. So I'm gonna go up into our feed post creator. I'm gonna go down to text area ID equal to, whoops. We're gonna say ID is equal to text post text, right? And we're gonna say if this target element ID is equal to post text, then we will say focus. Otherwise, I don't want to unfocus, basically. So let's try this. So now, there we go. Okay, I don't know why the prevent default doesn't do anything, or not prevent default. I don't know why the stop propagation won't do anything, but that seems like it's working fine. So now whenever we click on this, obviously these are broken because we need to set up the different, we need to set up basically hours, days, and minutes. Yeah, but choice 1, choice 2 works. Whenever we click on this, we need to be able to add a new choice, basically. And whenever we type in this, we need to be able to update the choice. Unfortunately, that's going to be it for today. If you guys enjoyed, please stick around for the next episode by hitting that subscribe button. You'll know exactly when it comes out, especially with that bell icon. If you did enjoy the content today, please sure to leave a thumbs up. If you did enjoy it, leave a thumbs down. Either way, it helps out with the algorithm all the same. And finally, if you have any suggestions or feedback for me, make sure you leave a comment down below. With that being said, I appreciate you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.